Hi guys, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. This is me, Sean from Keep It Up with Sean, and this is the second part of this mock exam series about soil fertility, soil colloids, and ion exchange. Katulad ng mga nagdaang mock exams, series is also consist of 50 questions, and ulitin ko lang ulit guys, hindi po ako ang gumawa ng mga questions na to. These questionnaires are based on the compiled lecture notes and review materials coming from different universities such as UPLB, USM, CMU, DOCST, at Leyte State University. Kung meron kayong nakita na confusing or hindi nyo masyadong naintindihan or mali, please let me know so that I can correct my presentation. I wish you all the best guys and sana meron kayong tutunan from this review materials. See you again next time on the third part of this mock exam series. See you again next time. Bye!
Question number 51. What is the ability of the soil to hold or exchange negatively charged ions? A. An ion exchange. B. Cation exchange. C. An ion exchange capacity. D. Cation exchange capacity. The correct answer is C. An ion exchange capacity. Question number 52. The ability of the electrolytic solution to conduct current. A. Electrical charge. B. Electrical conductivity. C. Electrical resistance. D. Electrical power. The correct answer is B. Electrical conductivity. Question number 53. The ability of the soil to resist a drastic change in pH. A. Buffering capacity. B. An ion exchange capacity. C. Cation exchange capacity. D. Electrical conductivity. The correct answer is A. Buffering capacity. Question number 54. How many milliequivalent of ammonium will replace 0.003 gram of hydrogen? A. 1 milliequivalent. B. 2 milliequivalent. C. 3 milliequivalent. D. 4 milliequivalent. The correct answer is C. 3 milliequivalent. Question number 55. Assuming that ions are of similar size, which of these ions have the greatest relative replacing power? A. Aluminum. B. Potassium. C. Calcium. D. Sodium. The correct answer is A. Aluminum. Because aluminum has 3 charges or valence and it's more compared to the others. Question number 56. Which of these ions have the highest relative adsorbability? A. Sodium. B. Calcium. C. Hydrogen. D. Magnesium. The correct answer is C. Hydrogen. Question number 57. The process whereby positively charged ions are exchanged between solid and liquid phases of the soil. A. An ion exchange. B. Cation exchange. C. An ion exchange capacity. D. Cation exchange capacity. The correct answer is B. Cation exchange because these are positively charged ions. Question number 58. How much is the weight of 1 milliequivalent of magnesium? A. 0.012 gram. B. 0.024 gram. C. 0.036 gram. D. 0.048 gram. The correct answer is A. 0.012 gram. Bakit? Kasi ang atomic weight ng magnesium is 24 and meron siyang 2 charges. So, 24 divided by 2 times 1,000. So, that is equivalent to question number 59. How many milliequivalent of sodium can replace 1 milliequivalent of silicon? A. 1 milliequivalent. B. 2 milliequivalent. C. 3 milliequivalent. D. 4 milliequivalent. The correct answer is A. 1 milliequivalent because it's stoichiometric. So 1 milliequivalent of one cation is equivalent to 1 milliequivalent of the same cation. Question number 60. A soil has a CEC of 40 milliequivalent per 100 gram. If 22 milliequivalent of which are acidic cations, how much bases the soil contain? A. 12 milliequivalent bases. B. 14 milliequivalent bases. C. 16 milliequivalent bases. D. 18 milliequivalent bases. The correct answer is D. 18 milliequivalent bases. So, you just have to minus 40 minus 22 kasi yung 22 nga ay galing sa acidic cations. So, the correct answer is 18 milliequivalent, which is coming from the bases.
Question number 61. If 21 milliequivalent per 100 gram of the bases constitutes 60% of the CEC of a soil, what is its CEC? A. 25 milliequivalent per 100 gram. B. 30 milliequivalent per 100 gram. C. 35 milliequivalent per 100 gram. D. 40 milliequivalent per 100 gram. The correct answer is C. 35 milliequivalent per 100 gram. Paano natin na-calculate ang 35 milliequivalent per 100 gram? We know that cation exchange capacity is the sum of milliequivalent of bases plus milliequivalent of acids, the exchangeable cations. If we have 0.6 is equivalent to 21 milliequivalent, ano ngayon pag meron tayong 100%? So to calculate this, we just have to divide 21 divided by 0.6 is equal to 35 milliequivalent per 100 gram of soil. A 50-gram soil contains the following: 0.024 gram magnesium, 0.003 gram hydrogen, 0.08 gram calcium, 0.072 gram ammonium, 0.018 gram aluminum. How many milliequivalent of magnesium the soil contains? A. 2 milliequivalent per 100 gram. B. 4 milliequivalent per 100 gram. C. 6 milliequivalent per 100 gram. D. 8 milliequivalent per 100 gram. The correct answer is B. 4 milliequivalent per 100 gram. Paano natin na-calculate yung 4 milliequivalent per 100 gram? To calculate the milliequivalent, we know that milliequivalent is usually expressed per 100 gram of soil. The given is only a 50 gram of soil. So, ito times 2 natin yung mga values dito. To calculate the milliequivalent of magnesium, the molecular weight of magnesium is 24 gram. And we just have to divide the molecular weight divided by the valence or the charge times 1,000. So, in this case, 24 divided by 2, kasi 2 yung charges ng magnesium, times 1,000. So, 24 divided by 2,000 is equal to 0.012 gram. Since yung given nga natin ay 0.024 gram magnesium per 50 gram of soil, so i-multiply natin to siya by 2 kasi it's usually, milliequivalent is usually expressed in 100 gram of soil. So, meron tayo ngayong 0.048 gram magnesium per 100 gram of soil, then i-ratio and proportion din natin to. So if we have 0.048 gram magnesium per 100 gram soil, and then we know that 1 milliequivalent of magnesium is equal to 0.012 gram, so we just have to divide 0.048 gram magnesium per 100 gram of soil divided by 0.012 gram per milliequivalent of magnesium, and that is equal to 4 milliequivalent per 100 gram of soil. Question number 63. Same pa rin yung mga given data, guys. Question number 63. How much magnesium, which is kilogram per hectare, is present in the soil? A. 960 kilogram per hectare. B. 480 kilogram per hectare. C. 240 kilogram per hectare. And D. 120 kilogram per hectare. The correct answer is A. 960 kilogram per hectare. Paano natin na-calculate ang 960 kilogram per hectare? Ulitin ko, we know how to calculate the milliequivalent of magnesium. So that is 1 milliequivalent of magnesium is equal to 0.012 gram. Based on the previous question, we calculated that 50 gram of soil has 4 milliequivalent magnesium per 100 gram of soil. Then we will just going to multiply it by the milliequivalents of magnesium, which is 0.012 gram. Sorry guys, that is magnesium. 0.012 gram per milliequivalent of magnesium, not calcium, times 2 million kilogram per hectare, which is the usual kilo per hectare farrow slice of soil. And don't forget, guys, to convert grams to kilogram. If you're just going to follow the formula and then you calculate it, you will arrive the answer of 960 kilogram magnesium per hectare. Question number 64. It is one of the examples of carbonates of lime. A. Calcite. B. Calcium oxide. C. Gypsum. D. Magnesium hydroxide. The correct answer is A. Calcite. Question number 65. Which among these minerals does not contribute any soil nutrient? A. Quartz. B. Talc. C. Apatite. D. Calcite. The correct answer is A. Quartz. Question number 66. Aside from carbon and hydrogen, the outer macro element constituents of organic compound in the plant is A. Oxygen. B. Nitrogen. C. Potassium. D. Calcium. The correct answer is A. Oxygen. Question number 67. This macroelement is a component of protein and chlorophyll and is the most limiting element in crop production except for legumes. A. Nitrogen. B. Phosphorus. C. Potassium. D. Calcium. The correct answer is A. Nitrogen. Question number 68. This macronutrient is involved in energy storage in the plant and is a constituent of phospholipids, nucleoproteins, and phytins, and is deficient in acid of plant soil. A. Nitrogen. B. Phosphorus. C. Potassium. D. Calcium. The correct answer is B. Phosphorus. Question number 69. This macronutrient is not a component of any organic molecule in the plant. Its function is more catalytic in nature and usually deficient in coarse textured soils. A. Nitrogen. B. Potassium. C. Phosphorus. D. Calcium. The correct answer is B. Potassium. Potassium is mostly deficient in coarse textured soils, guys, like sandy soils, kasi madali silang malileach. Question number 17. This macronutrient is a part of the middle lamella and is deficient in acid upland soil. A. Nitrogen. B. Potassium. C. Calcium. D. Magnesium. The correct answer is C. Calcium. Question number 71. This macronutrient is a metal component of chlorophyll and is deficient in acid upland soil. A. Nitrogen. B. Calcium. C. Magnesium. D. Copper. The correct answer is C. Magnesium. Question number 72. This macronutrient is a component of amino acids such as methionine, cysteine, and cysteine, and is usually deficient in waterlogged soils. A. Sulfur. B. Calcium. C. Magnesium. D. Copper. The correct answer is A. Sulfur. Question number 73. This micronutrient is needed in chlorophyll synthesis and is usually deficient in alkaline soil. A. Iron. B. Zinc. C. Molybdenum. D. Boron. The correct answer is A. Iron. Question number 74. This micronutrient is needed in the synthesis of auxin and is usually deficient in waterlogged soils. A. Iron. B. Zinc. C. Molybdenum. D. Copper. The correct answer is B. Zinc. Question number 75. This micronutrient is needed in nitrogen fixation by leguminous plant and is usually deficient in acid upland soil. A. Zinc. B. Molybdenum. C. Iron. D. Manganese. The correct answer is B. Molybdenum. Question number 76. In a very extremely acidic soil with a pH of 4.5 to 5, these elements are toxic to plants except A. Aluminum. B. Calcium. C. Iron. D. Manganese. The correct answer is B. Calcium. Question number 77. Which of the following elements is not essential to plant growth? A. Nitrogen. B. Molybdenum. C. Copper. D. Aluminum. The correct answer is D. Aluminum. Question number 78. This is a substance produced by one organism which inhibits growth of other organisms. A. Pesticide. B. Antibiotic. C. Antigen. D. Antibody. The correct answer is B. Antibiotic. Question number 79. The most dominant soil microflora are A. Insects. B. Bacteria. C. Algae. D. Fungi. The correct answer is B. Bacteria. Question number 80. The root nodulating rhizobium that is ineffective on tropical legumes is A. Azorhizobium. B. Bradyrhizobium. C. Rhizobium. And D. Azospirillum. The correct answer is B. Bradyrhizobium. Question number 81. The iron-containing substance found in legume nodules is A. Carotenoid, B. Auxin, C. Leg hemoglobin, D. Xanthophylls. The correct answer is C. Leg hemoglobin. Question number 82. The seat of nitrogen fixation in symbiotic system is A. Nodule, B. Leaves, C. Root, D. Stem. The correct answer is A. Nodule. Question number 83. The soil microflora with the highest biomass are A. Bacteria, B. Actinomycetes, C. Algae, D. Fungi. The correct answer is D. Fungi. Question number 84. The stable product of organic matter decomposition is A. Humus, B. Lignin, C. Cellulose, D. Hemicellulose. The correct answer is A. Humus. Question number 85. Indirect utilization of molecular nitrogen is A. Symbiotic nitrogen fixation, B. Non-symbiotic nitrogen fixation, C. Haber-Bosch process of immobilization, D. VAM, or the vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. The correct answer is A. Symbiotic nitrogen fixation. Question number 86. This is not a biological process. A. Volatilization, B. Nitrogen fixation, C. Mineralization, D. Nitrification. The correct answer is A. Volatilization, because nitrogen fixation, mineralization, and nitrification involves different kinds of soil microorganisms. Question number 87. This nitrogen transformation is an acidifying process or an acid-forming reaction of ammonium. A. Denitrification, B. Nitrogen fixation, C. Nitrification, D. Volatilization. The correct answer is C. Nitrification. Question number 88. Association between plant root and fungi is known as A. Lichen, B. Symbiosis, C. Competition, D. Mycorrhiza. The correct answer is D. Mycorrhiza. Question number 89. One organism inhibits or suppresses growth of other organisms is a kind of A. Symbiosis, B. Parasitism, C. Mutualism, D. Predation. The correct answer is B. Parasitism. Question number 19. Rhizobium legume association is an example of A. Mutualism, B. Neutralism, C. Predation, D. Symbiosis. The correct answer is D. Symbiosis. Question number 91. Microorganisms that are most active in the decay of organic substances in soils are A. Autotrophs, B. Aerobes, C. Anaerobes, D. Phototrophs. The correct answer is B. Aerobes. Question number 92. Once a soil has been placed under cultivation, its organic matter content usually A. Increases, B. Decreases, C. Remains relatively unchanged, D. All of the above. The correct answer is B. Decreases. Question number 93. Nitrogen is the most limiting element in crop production except for legumes. The available form of nitrogen is A. Organic matter, B. Nitrate, C. Ammonium, and D. Both B and C or both nitrate and ammonium. The correct answer is D. Both nitrate and ammonium. Question number 94. The capacity of the soil to supply nutrient elements in right amount and correct proportion. A. Availability, B. Soil fertility, C. Soil productivity, D. Rate of reproduction. The correct answer is B. Soil fertility. Question number 95. Nutrient deficiency symptoms is referred as the language of the crop. What is the term used to describe general yellowing of leaves as a result of deficiency of some nutrient element? A. Necrotic, B. Chlorosis, C. Plasmolysis, D. Defective. The correct answer is B. Chlorosis. Question number 96. The deficiency symptoms of mobile elements in the plant, like potassium, are manifested at the older leaves, while the deficiency symptoms of immobile elements like blank are observed at the young leaves. A. Nitrogen, B. Magnesium, C. Calcium, D. Sulfur. The correct answer is C. Calcium. Question number 97. The Maligaya series, which was developed from recent alluvium, is generally adequate in phosphorus and exchangeable bases such as calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium, but deficient in A. Nitrogen, B. Zinc, C. Boron, D. Copper. The correct answer is A. Nitrogen. Question number 98. A well-drained soil subject to excessive leaching of the basic cations are acidic and are deficient with phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, and molybdenum, while lowland dry soils that are poorly drained and waterlogged are deficient with these elements. A. Nitrogen and potassium, B. Zinc and sulfur, C. Zinc and calcium, D. Calcium and magnesium. The correct answer is B. Zinc and sulfur. Question number 99. Deficiency indicates low level of nutrient elements, while this term indicates excessive level of nutrient elements in the plant or soil. A. Sufficiency, B. Toxicity, C. Hidden hunger, D. Poverty adjustment. The correct answer is B. Toxicity. Question number 100. A problem usually found in upland areas with high rainfall characterized by very low pH values. A. Acid, B. Saline, C. Alkaline, D. Pest. The correct answer is A. Acid. So if your soil is acidic, meaning it has very low pH values. So that's all for this series, guys. How's your score? So don't worry. I hope you understand the concepts behind the questions. And I hope you learned something from this video. And I will prepare the third part of this lecture series and also constitutes 50 questions so that you can still learn something and practice. Thank you and see you again next time. Bye.